The first tournament of Fortnite Chapter 6 has just concluded, and we had a bunch of big name teams do really well today, as well as some names that you probably would not expect to really struggle. Real quick before we get into that though, please subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we are trying to hit 85,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Use code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop if you guys want to support me even more when buying the Chapter 6 or the OG Battle Pass. Without further ado though, let's get straight into today's video. And this is an eval cup, but we're going to do it the same way that we did the cash cups and quickly go over opens, then go more in depth for the finals. So starting off with the winner of NA opens was Batman Booga, Mason, and Iyamzo, getting 286 points and winning 2 out of their 6 games. This trio had an average placement of 8 and an average elims of 9.5. They continue to just show why they are undeniably a top 4, maybe even a top 3 trio on NA. Second place was Noxy, Cooper, and Sphinx, another very underrated team that has been placing in a lot of tournaments recently. Third is Visuals, Victor V, and Aminish. Fourth, Baka, Pars, and Pump. Fifth is actually Queasy, Quancy, and Edgy, and yes, this is an NA tournament, but Queasy is still able to find himself into the top 5 in opens. Sixth was Adris, Acorn, and Khanada. Seventh was Aoxy, Jojo, Fishy, and Pikes. Eighth was Rapid, Pollo, and Boltz. Ninth was Reet, Booga, and Threats, and then rounding out the top 10 was Shadow, Curve, and Tyler. We did still have a lot of other big name teams that I know you guys are going to care about, like MrSavage in 11th place with a different trio of Art Skill and Axe Force. Ritual, Cold, and Peterbot were able to clutch up the qual, and I'm going to go over their match history because a lot of people were honestly thinking that this team was not going to be able to qualify for the first finals of the season. This trio finished with 219 points in 7 games. They had an average placement of 13.5 and an average elims of 10.4. Looking at their match history, it was a 1 elimination 23rd, 3 elimination 24th, 5 elimination 18th, and a 3 elimination 21st. So they literally had like 12 points after their first 4 games, and then they just absolutely locked in and were able to qualify in 3 games, getting a 27 elimination 2nd, a 20 elimination 4th, and a 14 elimination 3rd in their very last game to secure the qual to finals. Pink, Nebs, and Veno were able to finish in 15th place, getting 214 points and winning 2 out of their 6 games. And then those were most of the big name teams that were able to qualify for finals. If you're wondering how Clix did, he was not able to qualify, unfortunately. He played today with Epicwell and Rise, and they finished in 97th place, only getting 95 points in 7 games. Like I've been saying for the longest time now though, Clix and Rise are kind of just waiting for Muzz to come back from OCE, and I think he will be returning within the next couple of days so that they are able to play like the first official like FNCS placement tournament together. Let's actually move on to how the finals went though. Now in the finals, we were able to have a lot of the top trios pull off the wins and secure their earnings. Let's start off with the first place team of Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual. Now what a comeback story from this team, from clutching the qual out of opens to then getting first place overall in the finals. This team had an average placement of 9 and an average elims of 10.2. They started off the tournament getting a 14 elimination win, then a 8 elimination 6th, 13 elimination 4th, and then a 6 elimination 25th in the very last game where they literally were just W King. I think this trio definitely does have an early case to make for the current best trio in the world, but I am very curious to hear what you guys have to say about that in the comment section down below. Another team that could be in those early conversations is the second place team of Rapid, Pollo, and Boltz. Now this trio had an average placement of 3.5 and an average elims of 6.7. This trio got a 5 elimination 2nd, a 9 elimination 5th, 9 elimination win, and a 4 elimination 6th. So an absolutely just insanely consistent day for this team. They are continuing to show why they are probably the second best team on NA right now. And then in third place is the team that I was talking about earlier of Batman Booga, Mason, and Iyamzo. This trio had an average placement of 5 and an average placement of 4.7. And then the final team to get a win on NA is actually a little bit of a surprising one. It is Art Skill, MrSavage, and Axe Force. So yes, MrSavage was able to get earnings on both NA and EU. He is really looking primed up right now, and when I go over EU later in this video, you guys are going to be very surprised. Let's go over the rest of the leaderboard though, and some teams that just unfortunately were not able to get a win today. Starting off with in 5th place of Reet, Booga, and Threats. 6th was Aviv, Skittles, and Chimp. 7th, Adris, Acorn, Khanada. 8th is Visuals, Victor V, and Aminish. 9th is Lawrence, and then rounding out the top 10 was Moxie. So honestly, a super stacked top 10 here, and there wasn't really any like super big name teams outside of the top 10, so let's just move on to EU now. Now on EU, we had a lot of big name teams be able to qualify for finals, but we also had a lot of the top teams and even some of the undisputed best teams on EU fail to qualify. Let's start off with the winners of the tournament of Destru, Kurma, and Werex on 306 points in 5 games and being able to win 2 of them. Second place was actually iDrop, Trulex, and Tayson getting 285 points and winning 3 out of of their 5 games. This team had an average placement of 3.8 and an average elims of 5.4. It looks like Tyson might fully be back now, and I've been saying this for a while, but it looks like that he really has found the trio that is going to work best for him. Third place was Astral, fourth was Wheat, fifth was Ping Walks and Malabuka, sixth was Shapchichotini, 7th was Fastroki, 8th was Kira, 9th was actually Mongraal, MrSavage, and Panzer, the brand new trio. This trio got 235 points in 6 games and won one of them. They had an average placement of 10.6 and an average elims of 7.5. Looking at their match history, it was a 1 elimination 32nd, 5 elimination 5th, 5 elimination 5th, 12 elimination 8th, 9 elimination 13th, and a 13 elimination win in their very final game. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, Mongraal looked very good today. He was playing really well. In opens at least, this was probably the best he has played in a very long time. 9th was Frantic, and then rounding off the top 10 was Rabid. Some other big name teams we had was like the brand new trio of Video, Queasy, and Pixie in 20th, Seti, Hari, and Cammy in 27th, Tripper and Thomas HD in 26th, but that also meant that there was a lot, and I mean a lot, of big name teams that were not able to qualify. Teams such as Yanis, Noah Riley, and Rezon in 58th, Vico, Veno, and Flixie in 77th, only getting 148 points in 7 games. If you look at their match history, this team was like fragging out, but they were only able to place inside the top 10 in 1 out of their 7 games, and that was in 8th place as well. So they just really were not able to find any real consistency today. But I mean, once again, it is just opens of a literal eval cup, so pros are still trying to just learn the meta. They're trying to get used to everything to do with chapter 6, so I wouldn't hold anyone's placements in an eval cup too highly above them. Let's actually move on to the finals now though. Now, who would have guessed that the first team to earn in chapter 6, as well as the first team to be on the top of the leaderboards, would be the brand new trio of Mongraal, MrSavage, and Panzer. Now, this trio did all of this while contested. They had a very good first game where they're able to get an 8 elimination win. This trio had an average placement of 13.2 and an average elims of 5.0. After their 8 elimination win, they got a 6 elimination 15th, 3 elimination 21st, and a 3 elimination 16th. So it was a little bit rough after their first game, but the only thing that matters in eval cups is getting the win, and especially since they were the very first team to be able to get the win, this is just a massive morale boost for this team going forwards now. I am very excited to see the future of this team, because when Mongraal and MrSavage are doing good, it is just so much better for EU viewership in general. So shout out to this trio for real. Mongraal is looking insane, MrSavage is looking primed up, and Panzer is looking like one of the most underrated players in the game right now. Once again, I just cannot wait for the future of this trio. In second place is the team of Pablo, Kiro, and Bevies. They were also able to win one of the 4 games. Third was Fearin, and then the 4th place spot was Ricky, and those were all of the 4 teams that were able to earn in the finals. Going to the rest of the top 10 though, in 5th was Turtle, 6th was Fastroki, 7th was Thomas HD, 8th was Linz, 9th was Chap, and then rounding out the top 10 was Blaha, Mixin, and Comeback. If you're wondering how some other big name teams did, Malabuka, Walks, and Ping finished in 11th, Tayson finished in 14th, Cammy, Seti, and Hari in 15th, Video, Queasy, and Pixie in 29th. So a lot of some really big name teams really did struggle in the finals for the EU Performance Evaluation Cup. But like I said earlier, this is just an eval cup at the end of the day. We're not really going to be taking anything too serious until the actual FNCS trials start. This is just a fun way to get to see a first look at a lot of these brand new trios. Let's move on to the actual Kinch stats for the damage leaders in finals now. So in 10th place with 3,906 damage is Trexer, 9th is Tayson, 8th is Yasin, 7th is Faded Pigeon, 6th is Linz. Going into the top 5 is Kiro, 4th was Trippern, 3rd was actually MrSavage, so big shout out to MrSavage, 2nd was Ferdoxy, and then in 1st place by over 1,000 damage, getting 6,255 damage, was Thomas HD. Overall, a super entertaining eval cup for both NA and EU. I'm not sure how many more times I'm going to be going over eval cups. I just wanted to do it since it was the first tournament of the season. Let me know who you guys think is the best trio going into cash cups and FNCS now. Remember, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we are trying to hit 85,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Use code KDOG in the Fortnite item drop if you guys want to support me even more. YouTube says don't join one of these 2 videos up on the screen right now, so go check them out if you guys haven't already. Follow me on my Twitter at KDOG to keep up to date with everything to do with Fortnite competitive. Thank God for another day. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.